Hey guys, I'm Andrea.
Hi, I'm Emmett Finney.
My name's Teddy.
Hi, I'm Tina.
I'm Griff.
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
I'm Dominic.
Hi, I'm Ava.
I'm Michelle.
Hi, I'm Harry.
I'm Anshita.
Hi, I'm Sammy.
I'm Abby.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Sabina.
Hi, I'm Ellie.
Hey, I'm Sadie.
I'm Sophia.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Grow Alameda.
Last week, Teddy talked to you guys a little bit about sexual reproduction and how bees can help flowers reproduce. In this week's episode, we're going to go a little bit deeper and talk about other forms of reproduction as well as the different parts of the plant. So if you haven't checked out last week's video, go ahead and do that and then come back and we can dive a little bit deeper.
This week we will be going into greater detail on plant reproduction. There's a lot of really important content in this video, so let's just get right into it. Sexual reproduction in plants involves three distinct phases: pollination, fertilization, and seed dispersal. Pollination takes place with the transfer of pollen from the stamen, which is the male plant structure, to the stigma, which is the female plant structure, through the help of bees. However, some plants possess both female and male structures and don't need bees to act as pollinators. One flower you might know that has both parts is the sunflower. Fertilization is the fusion of these male and female parts together, leading to the formation of a seed. And finally, we have seed dispersal. This is the spreading of seeds around an ecosystem, reducing competition for resources between the germinating seed and the parental plant.
Something you might wonder about here in Alameda and around the world is how we ended up with so much biodiversity and how do plants reproduce and spread themselves. For sexual plant reproduction, we're going to focus on two main parts that are the most important. So the stamen is the male reproductive part and the stigma is the female reproductive part. Pollinator is the term we use to describe an animal that helps plants reproduce. So two plants are involved, one male and one female. The pollen or the nectar is delivered and then that in turn creates seeds, which is reproduction. In addition to potatoes and onions, bulbs are a really cool example of asexual reproduction in action. They stay underground and then once a year they blossom into plants. Strawberry plants are also a super cool example, and I'm going to talk to you guys about how they asexually reproduce right now.
Strawberry plants have a special form of asexual reproduction. It begins as just one plant, which we call the parent. Then it sends a vine-like structure away from it called a runner. These runners put roots into the ground and an offspring forms. This continues over and over again as the plant makes more and more copies of itself. This is also important to look at because it is an example of how asexual reproduction results in offspring that are identical to the parent.
Okay, I know that was a lot of information to digest on plant reproduction, but now we're going to get into something that relates more closely to humans. Do you ever wonder why during the springtime you or maybe your fellow peers are constantly sneezing? Well, now's the time to find out. During the springtime, trees, grasses, and weeds release tiny grains into the air that fertilize other plants known as pollen. Spring is often referred to as allergy season because this pollen that floats around in the air can get into people's noses and they start to sneeze. Although the pollen in the air and the sneezing it causes can be extremely annoying, it is essential for the pollen to travel from plant to plant for the success of our ecosystems. This means that humans, when they sneeze from the pollen, act as pollinators.
In addition to bees, people and bigger animals can also be pollinators. Every time you go on a walk with your dog or hike with your family, you are probably acting as a pollinator without even realizing it. Dog fur acts almost like Velcro for seeds and pollen. If seeds or pollen are stuck on a dog's paws, on your clothes, or on the bottoms of your shoes, you are spreading them around just like a bee. Even though bees play a bigger role as pollinators, people and other animals can still help plants reproduce.
A big question you might be asking is, how can we help pollinators? Alameda is an urban area, meaning we have streets and signs and buildings that are not very natural or good for the environment. However, that does not mean that us Alamedans are not essential in providing plants for pollinators to keep biodiversity in our ecosystems thriving. Some plants that you can add to your garden that are beautiful to look at or are great for cooking include mint, marigolds, flowering thyme, and our state flower, the California poppy. That's the whole point of us Gowmies helping you plant your flowers and herbs. It's our way of taking action in support of our ecosystems and making the jobs of pollinators a little easier in a super fun way. Alright, that is all for this week's video. Be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for next week's video where we talk about how humans obtain energy.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.